of a different angle and a little bit of a different place for a different kind of video. Sit tight, because we're going to get comfy. It's no secret that I love the NERF Jolt. Of all of the blasters out there, the one thing that got me into doing what I'm doing right now in front of the camera is the Jolt. It is a wonderful little blaster that I think everybody should have a chance to get their hands on. They're small, compact, powerful, cheap, and a ton of fun to use. And I made it my mission, rather recently, to try to collect every single release of the Jolt. And I have a pretty substantial collection of them, but that was before the MicroShots became a thing. The MicroShots line was kind of just Hasbro's excuse to print money. Take a bunch of different designs from all over the NERF ecosystem and all of their branded stuff and everything, and make Jolt reshells of every single one of them. I thought I would be able to keep up with this, but of course I didn't, and I quickly fell behind and never got most of them. In fact, I basically gave up because they would announce like 12 to 15 of them every couple of months. So I never got any of the Star Wars or the Marvel or most of the Fortnite or I got like the Overwatch first set and the first set of MicroShots that came out, and nothing after that, which was a shame because there's a lot of cool designs, but not only were they hard to find, but they could be pretty expensive. At anywhere from like $5 to $12 a pop, collecting all of them was a bit of a pipe dream. That was until Boomstick Mods posted a picture in my Discord channel of his collection of all of his MicroShots, which made me incredibly jealous, but the best part was he was actually looking to sell them at the time, and man was I interested in buying. And as we were getting ready to strike up a deal, they instead offered to send me the entire collection for free. I have a collection of unopened MicroShots that I am absolutely stoked to have my hands on. And for that, not only should you give this video a subscribe if you aren't already, and I know 60% of you aren't, and also hit that like button because we're gonna go through every single one of them, but you should also go subscribe to Boomstick Mods because it's another creator in the hobby that you would be supporting. Yeah, I have had this box for weeks and have managed to not open it, and I'm really excited to get my hands on what's actually in here. I will not be unboxing any of the boxes in here. Those will all stay the same. They're gonna go on a shelf and stay there, but it's gonna be so pretty to have all of them in one place and then track down the couple that I'm probably missing and then try to keep up with all the new releases past this and hopefully have a complete MicroShots collection. But before I even dig into that box, recently I was sent a package from Abquintic, who picked me up the Uppercut from the Alpha Strike line, which isn't even available in my state as far as I can tell, and they picked up a couple of MicroShots I knew I didn't have and were kind of difficult for me to track down, so I do have the second release series of the Overwatch MicroShots. So I have Lucio's here, we have Roadhog, and Maze Blasters, and I believe that means I have all 6 of them now that were released, and I don't think they're gonna be making any more, but they're welcome to prove me wrong. These were picked up at a discount store called Ollie's for $5 each, which is awesome. This is probably the one that I was most excited about because this was my favorite character when I actually did play Overwatch, but it's been a couple of years. I haven't really kept up on the game. And with that, we open this package, which should hopefully be awesome. But again, I have no real idea what's in here. He sent me a picture of what was on his wall, and I wasn't really paying that much attention. And I'm sure I'll have a lot to say, and there's probably still going to be some I'm missing. And at this point, we might as well just try to collect every single one of them in package, because, again, why not if we have this much of a head start? Oh my god, it is packed full of dart. Oh my, it is absolutely, hopefully you can see this. And it's not even like bad darts either. Like, these are useful. I will literally use these darts, which means I need to do a bunch of dart sorting. And right on top of the package, we got a bunch that I didn't have, to be perfectly honest. I think I do have one of the strifes, but not in package. So there's a strife from Series 2. These are coming slightly off the card. I'll probably have to try to re-glue them, but here's an inbox Hammer Shot from Series 1, the Fire Strike from Series 1, and the Crossfire from Series 2. And I'm really upset that this isn't in actual Zombie Strike packaging, Hasbro. And they also, the whole Series 1, Series 2, and I believe even Series 3 are in different packaging than all of the other releases from like Star Wars, Overwatch, Fortnite, Marvel. Man, oh my god, there are so many MicroShots. And that's what should be in the rest of this. Oh, wait, hold on. I've got an outlier here. Ah, yes. the good old rough cut, because that was a pistol. I do kind of wish they would do more with these. In fact, I think the only one we've seen so far that looks like it's doing more than every other MicroShot is the Halo one of the rocket launcher. That's gonna be fun to get my hands on, because all of the other MicroShots are just plain Jolts. Nothing changed, they're just Jolts in different shells and varying levels of ergonomics. Here is the Strong Arm from Series 1, again, kind of coming off the card, but we'll just re-glue all those. And now we just start grabbing random MicroShots. Starting with one I didn't even know existed, a Marvel Black Panther one, and it shows there's actually Captain Marvel, Hulk, and Black Panther in this line. And from what I was told, this is actually a really hard one to get your hands on. I don't know if any of these were retailer exclusive, but I'm not a huge Marvel fan or anything like that, so I haven't really kept up on them, but that is a wicked looking Jolt. So this is number 6 from the Marvel line. Next up, we have, I'm glad to have one of these in box, because you can't see it, but my chair, even though I'm, again, not an Overwatch fan, I do like Diva, and my chair is actually the Secret Labs Diva chair. I can put a picture up on there. So having one of these in box like this is really cool. And I already did a review of all these a long time ago, but it came with Tracer's pistol, Torbjorn's pistol, and Diva's pistol. Speaking of which, we have Tracer's pistol here. And for some insane reason, here is the Fortnite Battle Bus. They will make a Jolt out of anything, apparently. It's a bus. Okay then, this is number 6 in the Fortnite series. And on the back of this, it shows the HCR, which is probably the best looking Jolt made, and the Micro ARL. The problem with this is that they have a whole bunch of releases of those exact blasters in like 13 different colors now. So not only is this like, oh, number 4 and number 5, but then you also have to collect all of the different re-releases of them, and that's where things are going to get really tricky for me trying to get a complete set. So even with this massive package of all of these cool ones, I am still so far off from getting my hands on all of them. And some of them were sold in boxes that cost like $100, which was not cool. Captain America as a Jolt. This one on the back of it shows it has Spider-Man and Iron Man blasters as well, which is pretty peculiar. Again, they're just gonna make of all these, I guess Captain America would be the one that actually has a pistol at some point in his existence, but man, anything with a license, they'll just print a Jolt of, apparently. And it will sell, because somebody bought one. I actually don't know if any of these are extremely rare or anything like that, but here is the RL, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Micro RL. On the back of it, it shows the Micro Llama and the Micro TS. The Llama is one that I really wanted to get my hands on and haven't yet. Might be in this box for all I know. And they have so much. I think there is up to like 9 or even 12 of the Fortnite MicroShots in boxes like this. Not, again, mentioning all of the extra ones past that. Oh, this one got torn. I may have another one, though, now that I think about it. The Micro HCR. This is the coolest looking Jolt that you can get your hands on. That is just bar none the most amazing one, because it's a freaking Desert Eagle that's been squashed down. It looks amazing. The First Order Stormtrooper pistol blaster thing from the Star Wars MicroShots line, which they could have made a dozen of these for all I know. I actually have no clue, and I'm sure it's going to be fun trying to track those down. On the back of this one, which is the first series, it also shows the Han Solo blaster, the DL-44, and Rey, I believe it's called the Jakku blaster? Not entirely certain, but those were the first 3 they did in the Star Wars line. They didn't seem to go nearly as crazy with the Star Wars ones as they did with Fortnite. And here's one I have legit never seen. The Han Solo DL-44 as a Jolt. That's actually really cool looking. That grip looks horrible. That is the worst looking grip. That is awful. We're about halfway through the box at this point. Pulling out another one, we got the Rey blaster, which I believe says Island Journey. I have no clue, but that's that one. And it also has an absolutely god-awful grip. Oh my god, I'm so glad this isn't a box. I don't have to open it, because it looks horrible. Next up, we have the Spider-Man. Probably the most generic thing ever. In fact, I'm willing to bet that there's probably a Spider-Man blaster out there that's already a reshell of a Jolt that had nothing to do with this one, because that's just what people seem to do, is just take off popular franchises and shove them onto dart blasters and make a thing happen, I guess. So here's an official one if you're into that. Again, I'm not a huge fan, but it can stay in a box and look pretty. And the Iron Man. Okay, I actually do really like Iron Man. It's really hard not to like Iron Man. And that means we do have the first complete set of the Marvel ones, although we have another set after this because we had the Black Panther one, so let's see if we have those in here. Speaking of which, the Captain Marvel one. This is a really bright one, but that trigger well is probably the smallest one of any of the MicroShots I've seen. That doesn't look, maybe it's fine, but that does not look good. Most of these just look like a nightmare to try to actually use. Sweet. The Micro ARL. There is at least 2 other versions of this blaster. It's gonna be fun trying to figure out which ones I'm missing and how to get my hands on them. You know, I think I talked a lot of crap about like the Star Wars ones and the Captain Marvel one, but the llama. I don't think this thing's fit for human hands. At all. It looks horrible. And it's a Jolt llama. A llama Jolt. And its weird, like, distended jaw is kind of freaking me out. Also a pretty cool looking MicroShot, the Fortnite TS. Which means we have the entirety of the first Fortnite releases, and it looks pretty darn cool. And again, you can see the pattern here. They're just taking the Fortnite blaster and shrinking it down and trying to make it a Jolt, which, yeah, sure. Torbjorn's pistol. This is one I did a video on. If I remember correctly, and this might be true for all of these, the only ones I ever actually unboxed was the first set of the Overwatch MicroShots, but they actually hit a bit harder. They're like 70, 75 FPS for a Jolt, which is pretty impressive. I assume maybe all of these will hit that. You'd have to let me know down in the comment section below, but that's pretty darn cool. It's always nice to have those in box. I have a couple out of box, which is wonderful, and then I have a couple in box where they can be preserved, and the packaging tells as much of a story as the actual product, so that makes me happy. And finally, another one that it's like, this is legit cool looking. This might be the coolest one so far, and it's the last one. This is the Hulk blaster, which I'm fairly certain Hulk did not have any kind of gun. You know, just had big meaty fists and legs and is the Hulk. But here's a blaster themed after him, I guess. It has a foregrip. It's a Jolt with a foregrip. Yeah, this series is one I don't even think I remember existed. Like, I honestly had not even known these were a thing until I saw the picture. And there could even be more after this, but that's the ones that we have here. And there's just a ton of beautiful darts in here. There's the new Nerf Vortex discs. I've actually not gotten any of those because I never picked them up. And just a ton of these full-length bamboos, which I'm struggling to get full-length good darts. I wish I had hundreds of like ones that would work in breaches and stuff like that. I should probably buy a set or 2 of these, but there's a lot in here. Thank you very much, Boomstick Mods. Now we can go on to the ones that I know I don't have my hands on right now. There's a unicorn of the Fortnite variety. It's a llama unicorn thing, I believe. I think that's still just coming out, but I definitely don't have one of those yet. And I also don't have the banana, because they made a banana one. And there's probably more past that. I know there's translucent versions. There's also like legendary versions. I have a set, like a targeting set out there that I haven't opened that had like blue or purple versions of some of the blasters. There is a lot of Jolts out there I have not gotten my hands on, and that doesn't even count to the ones that I still haven't gotten from the original video. Now, right off the top of my head, there's probably a couple of Rebel ones that I never picked up. One of the ones I don't think I'm ever going to get my hands on. This is going to be extremely difficult, but there is a set, like a gift box of the Rebel line that came in, it looked like a briefcase or something like that, that had its own unique little Rebel Jolt. And I've never seen that package for sale anywhere, let alone that actual Jolt. I did get my hand on the Dart Tag Stinger of the blue variety, so I have a complete set of those now. We might have to do an updated video on all of those, but we're getting somewhat close. I even have an inbox version of the like gemstone Rebel Jolt thing, which I got that one from a friend, so thank you very much for that. You know who you are. And other than that, I don't know. We'd have to make a complete list. I even got like the one, if you want to count it as a Jolt, which I would, which is the one that came with the Scavenger, which is arguably the best Jolt in the entire series because it has 2 shots, which none of the other ones do that. And yes, that does constitute as a Jolt. It uses the same plunger system and everything like that. The parts are pretty much interchangeable. As I'm digging around out there, because we've done a lot of moving around of stuff, I will find my box of Jolts and I'll do like an Instagram or a YouTube story or maybe even just an unlisted video that I'll post in community of every single Jolt I have, and maybe we'll be able to get an actual complete collection of every single one ever released, and then just have to keep up with the ones that come out. I guess that's gonna be probably the most difficult. Maybe I need to take the dive and try to pick up a couple before they disappear, because I know some of those prices are gonna go up. With some of them are gonna be harder to get than others because they just didn't make that many of them and not many people bought them because there's so many of these different Jolt things in the hobby now. But now that I have this substantial lead, I actually feel like it's possible to get the entire collection now, which is not something I would have said before I had all this. I would have just given up on the entire project. So yes, officially, Operation Jolt is a go. I'm Walcom S7, thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta